Good morning, good morning. I'm on my way to work and I have to stop by a customer, and I'm going to share a couple of ideas and thoughts how you detect when evil is manipulating your mind, causing you to sin. So first, what's a sin? You need to identify stuff in order to troubleshoot. So in order to fix a problem, you need to know the problem, then you need to know the elements that led to that problem. I do work in a troubleshooting field for the last forever, 30 years or something, yeah. Anyway, so I did troubleshooting work in Europe. Then after I moved to Canada, I did work in troubleshooting, repairing, and this is what I do. And of course I build stuff, but troubleshooting and repairing is my main type of work activity, and my brain is configured, it's wired that way to work in this field, to identify, detect, and fix. Sin. What's a sin? It's your action or thought that pleases you but harms someone else. And when you think of action, yes, that's obvious. It's like everything that is against the 10 commandments, it's a sin. Anything that pleases you but harming others. So 10 commandments, like don't lie. So if you think of a selfish person don't think of others, and that person likely would go would do something with sin, because that person will not think through others' perspective when they do something. So a person, let's say, cuts someone off in traffic, the person is harming someone else's emotions. So you may say, oh, but that's not a big of a deal. It's not a big of a deal, but what happens, that person generates so-called karma, because those negative emotions of the other person actually affects someone else. So you cut someone else in traffic without thinking of your action, and you might cause an accident, or just a simple thing like you might cause someone to get so mad that it wrecks that person's day. So that person goes to work and has a bad day. Why? Because that person's attitude is going to mirror into the co-workers, is going to cause the co-workers to notice, yeah, what's wrong with John? Oh yeah, fucking John, I hate John. And now John see everyone else hating him. But actually he triggered the hate at the workplace into a workplace that people are maybe too sensitive or hateful or easy to trigger. So he lives already into that environment, so kind of deserves like to receive some sort of a backlash or some hate, because his work environment is according to his thoughts. But without you cutting him off, without you stealing his mind, his messed up mind, probably he had a chance to have a better day. So, and why thoughts and action? Why thoughts? Maybe I did not explain how your mind influences the matter and people around. I perform experiments with water. When I thought of water, and I thought of loving water, and the other sample I thought of hating the water, and I froze the water and I saw the surface, the frozen surface of the sample, and I saw, yeah, it does make a difference. And there is a documentary about the properties of the water. It shows so many scientific experiments done with water to test the water memory. And now if you think of let's say the body, human body, made of 80% or something water, 70-80% water, your thoughts and emotions might affect not only their behavior because they sense your emotions, your physical appearance, but also influence the structure of the water in their body. It's a weird stuff, and that's a scientific explanation for those who are not believers or those who don't believe in there is a God. So the science proved that our emotions can influence the water. So your hate can influence the structure of the water in your kids, right? Because the water changes. And so your destructive emotions towards a person are sinful thoughts, sinful action. Okay, so that's about sin. What's sin? I kind of gave you a short description of how you identify. But now, how about I'll give you one example. So I'm talking to a co-worker, and I'm not bragging that I'm a clean soul, like I don't sin, but I'm saying, and I can say that I'm not really a sinful person, or I'm not a sinner like many people. I train my mind to think differently. Why? Because I know how to detect before it happened. And my Christian co-worker said, so you're saying that you're not a sinner, yes? But he said some sort of with a sarcastic tone. And I said, I'm a sinner, but not too bad. I'm not too bad. Okay. And a couple of minutes later, so I'm doing some work. A couple of minutes later, a thought came to mind about a neighbor. And the thought came to mind, and I let the thought go. I let the thought entertain my mind. I thought, you know what? It's not only me who is saying that this woman is a bitch. And few other people said she's a bitch. And I don't like this woman. And now I let the thought to evolve, expand. And I'm going on Facebook to check. So first, I don't know who's, I'm looking, I found the name on an email, then I take the email name and I search it on Google, and on Google I find some info on Facebook. Okay, Facebook, and I go by that name and the Facebook profile, and I see a woman holding, the profile picture, it's a woman holding a glass of cocktail or some a orange cocktail, a drink, of course, because such a person would drink, and I know that. I can recognize who suffers, who needs a drink. And people who suffer make other people suffer, and that's why I made the connections, right? Maybe it's orange juice. Let's excuse this woman, not judge her. It's an orange juice on the glass, like a triangular glass with a, and she is holding the glass in a celebration type of moment. And I'm looking. I said, yeah, she looks like a bitch. And now I let the thought go, because at the time I haven't thought okay, is this a sinful thought, action? No. It's like I was disconnected from that thinking. I was disconnected, and now I'm entertaining the thought, trying to find pleasure. How to punish this woman because she said something hurtful to me. Actually, she did. And that's why I was in a hunt. And I'm thinking, okay, I feel some hateful thoughts. I could use those on my experiments because I could not find hateful thoughts. I thought, wow, it feels good to hate this woman, and I could use this to hate the water when I do test the water for emotions. And I let the thought grow, and I'm entertaining that thought, and I'm looking, and I thought, you know what I could do for her boss, like to offer some free service to her boss to get her fired. I thought that was the thought. And I entertained this thought, and I feel like yeah, I would like to see her fired until something kicked in. Yeah, but that's suffering. Why I would make her suffer? That's a sin. It's like some other monkey mind in my mind kicked in and made me think that's a sin to make someone suffer. But for a couple of 20 seconds, maybe a minute, or maybe two, let's admit that, 2 minutes, I was excited and happy, and I thought, okay, that's a sin. Just my thought of getting her fired to making her suffer, that was a sin. And I thought, okay, I'm a sinner. Oh crap. And now I'm thinking, I thought I was kind of clean, but some evil thought or some evil energy, or maybe it was God testing me, I don't know. But it doesn't happen often to me, I don't know, man. It's it happened long time ago, but for some long time I don't get these thoughts. I don't. But now it was either a test or something messed up in my head. And so of course I let go, and I felt remorse. I felt and I started tearing up because I felt bad not for the woman, honestly. That was I put her image aside, but I felt bad for what I did to another human being, because thoughts have power, and I don't know how much power my thoughts have, but I have a neighbor who told me that she went to a monk, and the monk told her, yeah, your thoughts have power, so watch out what you wish for. Don't wish bad stuff to people, because it can happen, can hurt people. Right, so there are people like that. I can't go and start explaining why some people have more power in their thoughts than others. That's a different story. But you need to be careful. If the mind can change the molecular structure of the water, yes, it can hurt some other people. Some people push object with the mind, telepathy, and all those things that are hard to prove by the science. But science slowly get into that, studying those effects of the mind power. Yeah, so I identified that I was a sinner at the time. That was not good. And then I went to troubleshooting why. But I realized that actually I was not happy the half of the day. So my back was hurting. I had some back pain because of lifting some boxes for work, and I need to get to to this customer here. So one of these customers, I can't tell you which, but I lifted some heavy equipment and my back started to hurt, and now I give you the shortcut. So I need to find my, oh yeah, I found how to get to that customer, no, I don't know. Yeah, one of these guys, one. So I'm trying to troubleshoot this, why I got those thoughts, and I realize it's because of the back pain. I was not happy, and of course the emotions are being affected by your body state, and I explained that in the past. Easiest way, and I don't want to offend some women are very sensitive to this topic, but I'm going to say it anyways. You see, same woman right in her fertile period of menstrual cycle, she's happier, she is smiling, she can take the jokes in with a different type of attitude. Just same, but once changes the hormonal balance in their body. So I need to get into the customer. Once change that balance just at the PMS, before the menstrual cycle, lots of women become very easy to trigger, like very sensitive, very emotional. You know, it's like their emotions is affected by the body, and the body is affected by these hormonal changes. And so my body was saying something, my brain was monitoring the body pain, and now I was not having fun, not having a good time, and while feeling good emotions, right? I found this thought, entertaining the thought of hurting or harming this woman. And now, who is prone to become to be a sinner? Who? The depressed people suffering on anxiety, depression, those emotional issues. So those people have higher chance to get into that type of sinful mindset. And you can see people destroying their bodies, searching for pleasure, like people doing drugs, so those are destroying their temple. It's a sin. It's a sin. Destroying their families. So alcoholics, drug addicts, all destroy their families and decay their workplace relationships. And so I need to turn around. I got to my customer, but I'm in a place where I'm not supposed to park. And so that's the idea. If you suffer of emotional trouble, maybe childhood abuse, childhood drama, not being loved, likely you have higher chance to become a sinner, or to think bad of others, to try to hurt others, trying to relieve some of your pain. But if you start doing that for pleasure, because now your mind is seeking pleasure, and when you start learning what gives you some relief and pleasure, that's evil. Evil making you do that, because you already are touched by evil when you are in suffering. And that's different topic, we'll discuss another time. But that's the idea. If you start feeling pleasure by harming others, the evil pushed you too far. You lost control. You lost control, and now you train your mind, you program your mind to do it automatically, and you seek pleasure, you harm others, and you just act like an evil person. But that progression from just seeking feeling good to harming in order to get pleasure, it's a slow progression. You need to control it. You need to monitor your thoughts. And how you do that? By prayer, by meditation, by controlling your emotions and monitoring other people's feedback. So if someone tells you that you hurt them, you listen. Don't just be. So those people who have a cocky attitude, they are possessed by the demon of pride. They would not listen. Ego, pride, those type of attitudes make the person not listen to other people hurting or other people feedback. They think they know, they think they are the best, the most important, and that happens a lot to the narcissistic people. Narcissistic people are also people suffering, and in their journey to get some pleasure, they would harm others. They would try to eliminate others from their lives, or put other people down, step on other people's backs, climb the social or career or workplace ladder. So watch out narcissistic behavior. So there are a lot to talk about, but I have a customer today. See you later. Bye bye.